Howdy, guys, and welcome to Cliff Notes, and welcome to night number 57 of the overnight feed recaps for Big Brother season 25. It's Thursday, a good Thursday morning to y'all. That means we finally find out tonight. Is it going to be Cameron or is it going to be Jared that rises from the grave, comes back from the dead, re enters the house, and we get this game started again because it's been a long, slow week so far. Yeah, not quite as much scary stuff as I think we were promised. Let's just get someone back in the house so we can start playing the game again. All right. We had some conversations last night. Not too much. It's all about people. It's all about people now just trying to figure out what are we going to do based on who wins HOH. So a whole lot of scenarios, 90% of which aren't going to actually take place because it's all based on who wins the HOH. But we had some conversations. We'll talk about those last night as everyone's starting to posture for the week that is about to begin. So let's start right off. Very first thing yesterday morning. I don't start these feeds out early, but I did want to throw this out there. Right after waking up yesterday, Sari was talking to Bowie Jane, just chit chats. Sari said, "Oh, I love your hair and what you're wearing," things like that. So nothing special about that. But I thought it was funny that once Bowie Jane left, Sari looks at the cameras and begins complaining about saying, "All I do in here is talk, 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 talk." She's saying that no one wants to talk this much. She just wants to get out and stop talking for a little while. She's saying that she has had no idea what she was signing up for when she signed up to play Big Brother. Well, Sari, you only have 43 more days to go. Yeah, this is a time of period where it really starts wearing on you. I remember sitting there thinking, oh my God, there's so many days left. It feels like I've been in here forever. So Sari is starting to really, really feel the pressure, feel the stress, getting tired of talking to the same old people over and over again. So I feel you, Sari. I absolutely do. All right, let's talk about some of the conversations that took place beyond that as well. We'll start with Sari and Felicia talking each other. Felicia is worried about Bowie Jane, Matt, Cameron, Corey, where their heads are at, what they may do based on the HOH this evening. She's worried that if Jared stays, the rest of the house is going to come after one of the four. I think she's talking brown sugar babe. So she's worried if Jared stays, they're going to look like a united enough front that the other side would come after her or Jared or Sari or Nicole in that situation. And the concern she has is that she's realizing that once one of these two zombies goes home tonight, we only have 10 people left in the house, which means an HOH and two nominees. There's only 7 votes that are going to be cast next Thursday, which means it only takes 4 votes to send someone out the door. Yeah, we're getting closer. Doesn't feel like it sometimes, but we're getting closer. So she's realizing with only 4 votes needed, if any one of the brown sugar babes was to go on the block, the other 3 or 2 would not have the votes, the majority to be able to protect that person, that they could easily get ambushed by the other side and someone sent out the door. So Felicia's a little bit worried about that. Well, considering the divisions that we've got within that brown sugar babes anyway, there's a whole lot more you probably ought to be worried about as well. But at least when she's talking to Sari, she's expressing that worry. All right, she's talking about the HOH and they're still not certain whether Corey is going to get to play in the HOH competition or not. There's been a lot of talk about that. Apparently, Big Brother has not really come out and said one way or the other. I don't understand why Corey should get to play in the HOH. The double eviction winner, as far as I know, in all the seasons past, the double eviction HOH winner has never gotten to play in the next HOH. During my season, Nicole won double eviction HOH. She didn't get to play in the next one. And also, when you have an HOH and your person doesn't go home because of a battle back, they've never gotten to play the next HOH again either. During my season, Nick sent me out the door. I won battle back. He still didn't get to play in the next one. So, yeah, there's a lot of talk about maybe he would get to play. I don't see it happening. I think Corey's going to have to sit this one out. Just my own opinion. We'll see what they decide to do this year. All right, we've got America and Cameron and Matt and Jag are all talking. Not a whole lot of game talk right now at this point in time. Cameron's talking about being in a college fraternity, and as part of a fraternity, one of the things they did a lot of was raising money. One of the ways they raised money was doing a male review. And apparently Cameron got to be a solo strip dance at one of these fundraisers. He danced to the song "It's Raining Men." Does that have anything to do with the game of Big Brother? No, but it was boring enough yesterday. You look for the interesting stuff where you can. So you just build your own mental picture about Cameron and "It's Raining Men" and up on a stage and just take it wherever you want to. All right. Some more conversations, some actual game conversations. We have Corey and Jared talking to each other. Corey's talking about how people might look back and think this is a season like my season 21 or season 20 that KC won. I think he's talking about the fact that KC and then Jackson Mickey both won so many competitions and kind of ran the house for a long period of time. Corey's, though, telling Jared, saying, I think we're pretty well-rounded season so far. Well, you've had Jared win two and Cameron win two, but he said, I think we've been a pretty well-rounded season so far, and not just one person is running the house. Sari, yeah, things seem to revolve around Sari quite a bit, but he's thinking about how their season is going to compare to some of the seasons past. They're talking about how they would vote as jurors. Would they vote for the person who deserved it best, who played the best game? Would they be bitter jurors, etc.? They're talking about that. Corey's talking about Jackson Mickey winning and coming out of the house and being kind of vilified and coming out to silence and all of that. So they are starting to think about the end game, starting to think about how they are positioned in the house with the other house guests from a jury standpoint, from America, how they're being viewed, how they're being received. They're getting to that part as they get into the jury phase. All right. We had an interesting little deal yesterday. We had a leak, just a real quick leak of the live feeds. It looked like a larger than life sized, could be a zombie puzzle laying on the ground in the backyard. Could it have something to do with the competition that Cameron or Jared, but probably Cameron's going to be doing tonight? Could be. I haven't heard one way or the other. It's just an interesting little leak. We'll see. I'm really curious to see what that competition is tonight. Is it going to be a Caitlin Herman type easy 7-piece puzzle, or is it going to be a little bit more involved? We're going to find out later this evening. All right, we had the house guests cleaning up the house. Bathroom, Sari did most of the bathroom, except for Corey, who cleaned out the shower, a task that no one wants to do. Now, everyone thinks that's the worst task in the world. I don't think it's that bad, but Corey volunteers to do it. You know what that tells me? It tells me that Corey's feeling a little bit uncertain about his status in the house right now. He wants to be seen as a contributor, someone who's helping out, do everything possible, because he obviously is a little concerned that he could be a target from some different people, depending on what happens this evening. No matter what he may or may not say, the fact he's volunteering to do that just makes me think he's wanting to be seen as a positive in the house. All right. We've got Blue and Jared talking to each other. Jared's saying that he has a good feeling about tonight, that he's feeling okay. He's saying that he can't stress out over things that he can't control, which got me to thinking. Cameron has been pretty vocal saying, I'm going to play tonight. The champion wants to take the last shot whenever possible. So win or lose, I'm playing tonight. And with that in mind, Jared saying, I don't have any control now. It's all up to Jared, so I can't stress about it. What if right before the competition, maybe, I don't know when he has to make the announcement, what if right before it came time for Jared or Cameron to compete, Cameron turned to Jared and said, I think I'll let you have it after all. Jared's not prepared. Jared gets a little flustered. There seems like a lot more opportunities that Jared could potentially not solve this puzzle if he's not prepared and thinking that Cameron's going to do it, and it gets turned over to him at the last minute. Just a thought. I don't think it'll happen, but just something that would be going through my mind if I'm sitting in that house right now. All right, let's talk a little bit more about juries, because they are certainly talking about it. Again, this is Blue and Jared talking about the juries at this point. Jared is saying that he's hearing a lot of people saying that they would vote for not who they think necessarily deserves the title of Big Brother for season 25. Now, he's hearing that people would vote not on that, but instead just vote on who they like in the house, who they're friends with in the house. And that bothers him a little bit, it seems like. Jared is also talking about if he was to stay in the house. He's saying, look, Blue, if I stay in the house, if I got HOH, if I put Jag up on the block, would you be willing to vote Jag out? And Blue kind of hem-haws around. Eventually she says, well, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure, but yeah, if you put him up there, I probably would. I wouldn't want to. I'd be a little uncertain, but yeah, I'd probably do it. So she's talking about that. Now, Blue is focused on Corey as a target. She talked about it a lot more last night. She's been talking for the past few nights. She wants Corey out of the house. Jared, it seems like maybe is thinking a different direction, maybe thinking Jag based on this comment. And I'm wondering, is Jared a little concerned about the tight relationship that Blue and Jag seem to have with each other from a gameplay standpoint? It may all be moot if Jared doesn't survive and goes home tonight anyway. But if he was to stay in the house, would he be interested in breaking up this Jag and Blue and Matt connection just so he has make sure that he's got Blue tightly connected to him? I don't know. We may find out. We may not have the chance to, but yeah, he's saying, hey, if I go vote for Jag, I expect you to support me, Blue, which would put her in a very tough position. It would certainly show us, is Blue playing her own game or is she playing Jared's game? Whether she voted Jag out or not would go a long way to showing us that, right? All right, some more conversations. We've got Corey and Matt in the house. They're talking about Bowie Jane. They're saying, yeah, they're thinking that Bowie is loyal to them. Corey is saying, I feel comfortable enough around Bowie that I'm okay mentioning Cerie's name as a target because I don't think she's going to go spill the beans to someone else. So, yeah, I'm feeling pretty comfortable about Bowie. Matt is telling Corey that it is kind of out of the blue. They talk about Bowie a little bit, but then the conversation shifts and what's going to happen going forward. Matt's telling Corey, saying, look, I'm not going to use you or Jag as pawns for the next 3 weeks. I just need you to know, yeah, you're safe with me. I'm not going to put you up even as pawns for the next 3 weeks. I'm not sure where the 3 weeks came from. Maybe he's counting down, saying the final, what would that be, 7 or so, 6 or 7? I don't know. But anytime someone's very vocal saying, I'm not putting you up as a pawn, it makes me a little bit nervous. But he is telling Corey, say, you're safe. You and Jag, or y'all are good. Just don't worry about me. All right. Corey is saying that the only conversation he needs to have today is with Felicia. He's really been pushing to Matt and Jag that Felicia could be dangerous, that she would probably put Matt and Jag up on the block. So he's saying, look, I'll talk to Felicia. I want to make sure that she's not looking at the two of you guys. So I'll get that taken care of. Corey's saying that he doesn't think that Felicia would necessarily target him or America, but Matt and Jag, maybe you have a different situation for you guys. Matt points out, and I think he's right in this comment. He points out to Corey, he says, look, Felicia, I'm not sure what she'll do, but I do believe that she's really mainly targeting guys, that she's going to be going after the guys if she was to get HOH. And we've heard Felicia talk about the fact that she'd like to have all the women together and all that and make that happen. So, yeah, I can see Matt's point in pointing that out. All right, we do have this conversation then between Corey and Felicia take place just a little bit later. They're talking about possible nominations for next week. Corey's fishing, saying, yeah, I wonder who would put up who next week. And Felicia's really not doing a lot of contributing to that particular scenario considerations for going forward. But he's talking about it. They're both agreeing that whichever zombie, Jared or Cameron, whichever one stays, would be an easy target. So hint, Felicia, if Jared or Cameron stays, it'd be super easy to keep them in the house or to send them out the door right after that. So he's hinting around a little bit about that, and she's agreeing, yeah, that'd be an easy target. Corey's mentioning Bowie Jane as a likely nominee, regardless of who was to win HOH. And he's wondering again, if Bowie Jane went up, wonder who would be pawned based on different HOHs. And again, Felicia not really giving him anything. She knows better than that. I'm a little curious, why press so early? I get it. Corey wants to know. He wants to get her thinking about the way he wants her thinking, all that. But why push so hard, given that we haven't even had the HOH? Felicia has a 1 in chance of winning, maybe less, depending on what kind of competition that is. So, yeah, if you just want to mention it a little bit, but it's probably not going to matter. But they don't have anything else to do this week, so go for it, Corey. Ask what you can, as long as you don't push too hard. All right, we've got Blue talking to Cameron. Talking about Corey being her only target. Yeah, she is a one-track mind right now. She is focused on Corey. She's telling Cameron he is the only target. I need to get him out. I do not want him sticking around. Corey has to go. She's also talking about her game versus Jared's. She's saying that she's been playing her own game for the last 3 weeks, that she and Jared are playing separately. She's been playing her own. And so she hopes Cameron recognizes that. Yeah, I'm not really buying it just yet. Blue, we'll see going forward. But so far, your game and Jared's game seem pretty indistinguishable. But she is telling Cameron that. All right, we've got Cameron Cameron talking to America, and he asked America if she and Corey had made up, because remember they had their big argument. I guess you call it an argument, discussion about her being flirty and Corey not seeming to mind, and why doesn't he mind? And please, Corey, tell me to stop doing it, and I'll stop doing it. And Corey said, "Nah, you do it if it protects us." So Cameron coming right back said, "Oh, did you and Corey make up?" And she said, "Well, yeah, we made up. We decided we aren't really going to try to define our relationship right now, but Corey did say he actually does like me quite a bit, and we're going to see what happens when we get out of the house." That never sounds like a really optimistic, positive way to put things. We're just going to see what happens when we get out. But she is telling Cameron that they're back on good terms again with each other. I gotta say, I just get weird vibes every time Cameron starts talking to America about her dating and relationships. So I'm just but he does bring it up, and he asks her about it. And so she confirms that, yeah, Corey and I, we're good again. All right, we got Matt and Jared talking to each other. They're talking about Felicia. A lot of talk about Felicia yesterday and last night. They're talking about Felicia and whether she would go after whoever returns of the two zombies, or would she go after Matt and Jag. And they're thinking that we aren't really sure which of those she'd do, but we're pretty certain she would not go after Corey. They feel like Corey's a little insulated right now from certain parts of this house, including Felicia. All right, we've got Felicia and Matt talking to each other. Matt saying that his targets, if he was to get HOH, would probably be Cameron and Bowie Jane, is what he's thinking. At least he's telling Felicia that. That he's also thinking he could probably still work perhaps with Corey in America, depending on the situation, but that he has heard comments that make him feel a bit used. I think he gets back to this whole deal that he's been led to believe that he's kind of being used by Corey in America. He talked about that we're doing the dirty work. We're winning the vetoes for Corey and all of that. And I do feel like Matt, to some degree, feels that truly is the case. And so he's telling that to Felicia. So saying, yeah, maybe we can work together. But, I have heard a few things. All right, we've got Blue and Sari talking to each other. Mother and daughter-in-law. Not yet, but two of them are talking. Sari saying that America had told her that Sari is not the target of America or Corey if they were to win HOH, that Sari should be fine with both of them. I gotta say, I feel like Sari's probably safe from everyone in the house right now. It's not that she's not a target. I just don't think she's anyone's primary target. Unless Cameron comes back in, wins HOH, and as much as he talked about getting out Felicia, he may put Sari up next to Felicia and target her instead. He's the wild card. But yeah, America or Blue is saying, yeah, I think you're safe, Sari. America told me that she and Corey aren't coming after you. But Blue is also saying, having said that, I think those two are very slippery. And she's saying, they're saying that to me, but they were coming for you so hard last week, Sari. Can you really believe them when they say they aren't coming after you? So yeah, that's what they told me, but I'm not sure I really believe it. And Sari, maybe you shouldn't believe it either. She didn't say that, but that was certainly the implication. She wants to make sure Sari doesn't feel too comfortable with her status and with Corey and America. Blue also managed to mention, says, I don't want to toot my own horn, but here I go, I'm going to toot it. She says, yeah, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I've been doing a lot of work on your behalf this week, Sari. I got you taken care of. You should be good, because I've been talking to a lot of people. So yeah, Blue's feeling pretty good about the work that she's done. And she has jumped into the game, for better or worse, good play, bad play. Blue does seem a little bit more involved than she's been involved in the past. I think getting put on the block by Corey woke her up a little bit. She realized that she's not safe in this game. She better make sure she's taking care of business. All right, we've got Felicia and Sari and Blue soon after holding hands, praying to God that Jared stays tonight, that God takes care of Jared, keeps him in the house. I just don't think God really cares that much or is too invested in a game show. I think he's got more important things on his mind. So yeah, but they're praying to God. God, please keep Jared. We'll see. Does that mean that I don't know. I'll leave that side alone. But yeah, they're hoping that they can get some divine intervention to keep Jared in the house, and they may need a little bit of that. All right, we've got more Jared and Blue talking to each other. Jared complaining about Felicia a little bit. He's still feeling bad that she did him dirty in terms of the vote last week when it was him versus Blue. Uh, so Jared's complaining about Felicia. He's saying that he isn't talking any game with her. He's done with that. No game talk with Felicia whatsoever. He's saying that Felicia has been questioning at one point why Corey lets America be all flirty with Cameron. If Corey truly likes her, why is he letting America go over and flirt with Cameron the way she is, the way she is doing it? And it does have a game element to it because he's thinking that because of that, Corey's actually telling her to go flirt with Cameron a little bit. Because of that, he feels like Corey thinks he's really safe if Cameron was to return. So in other words, Jared's thinking Corey probably would be more comfortable having Cameron back in the house than Jared, just because he thinks that he is safe with Cameron because of the flirting that's taking place with his showman. So yeah, Jared's a little bit concerned about that, but not realizing that, and I think it may be Blue that mentioned this, or maybe Jared, I can't remember, but one of them mentioned says, Corey feels like he's safer because of this flirting, not realizing that maybe because of it, or that Cameron actually even more wants Corey gone out of the house. So Corey's not in the picture anymore. But they're thinking that Corey may be cheering for Cameron a little bit just because he thinks he's safe in a Cameron HOH. All right, we've got America and Corey and Matt talking, all sharing notes in the bathroom. These three spent a lot of time in the bathroom last night towards the end of the evening talking. They're all sharing notes in the bathroom. Matt's saying that Felicia thinks that Cameron is targeting Corey so that Cameron can eventually make it to the jury house with America. So again, this little weird relationship kind of thing going on. So yeah, let me just rephrase that again. Matt's saying that Felicia thinks Cameron's going to want Corey gone before they get to jury, so that when Cameron gets to jury, when America gets to jury, it's just the two of them and no Corey in the picture. And that Matt's saying that's what Felicia is saying, and that's what Felicia is thinking. As they compare notes, they're realizing that Felicia has come up to each and every single one of them saying, why is nobody targeting Suri anymore? Why is no one talking about nominating Suri? And I know she talked about with Matt, with that conversation, saying, how did she fall off the radar? Why is no one talking about Suri? And I think, if I recall, Corey actually had mentioned that to Felicia. He put that seed in her mind, saying, everyone's after Suri, and now suddenly no one's even going after. He mentions that to Felicia, so now Felicia's asking everyone, trying to get the target focus back on Suri. Maybe next week, not so much this week, Felicia. But yeah, she's a little bit concerned about that, and she's been asking everyone about that, and they're recognizing that she has asked them about that. All right, Corey is talking about this situation. He's telling everyone, saying, look, don't mention that to Suri. Don't tell her about Felicia wondering why Suri's not being nominated. Don't say a word to Suri about it unless she wins HOH, Suri. And if Suri wins HOH, let's make sure that she knows what Felicia's been saying, and make sure we get the target focused on Felicia at that point in time. All right, America at one point is saying that Felicia had told her that Corey had said to Felicia that he was going to put up Felicia and either Bowie or McCole if he gets HOH. It doesn't seem like that makes a lot of sense to me. If it was said correctly, I don't think Corey would tell Felicia that Felicia was the one he was going to put on the block. But supposedly, Felicia said that he had said that, and Corey's coming back and saying, "Yeah, no, I never said anything like that. I didn't say anything about putting her up or Blue or Bowie or Nicole. I didn't say any of that. She's just making it up." Matt comes back and says, yeah, I talked to her earlier and I really didn't say much either. I just kind of listened to her talk. So yeah, they're kind of getting a little suspicious about Felicia and where she may be putting some targets and what she's telling different people. Felicia's a huge target this week, depending on who gets HOH, but I think she would be an easy default target for a lot of people that maybe don't want to necessarily take huge shots this week. So Felicia needs to be a little careful. All right, Blue comes in at one point in time. and they're telling her about Felicia as well, and that Felicia really seems to be pushing for Cirie to go. Well, Blue's going to come back and tell Cirie that as well, right? You would expect so. Eventually, Jag comes in, and then Bowie comes in. They're telling them the same thing about Felicia, filling the two of them in. So again, we've got a lot of people hearing the name Felicia thrown up over and over again as a potential target going forward. All right, we've got Jag and Matt and Bowie and Blue in the bathroom talking some more, talking about the competition that's going to take place tonight, the HOH competition. Blue says she's ready to play. It's been too long. I agree. We're all ready for y'all to play. Blue is ready to play, but she's also complaining. She thinks there's been too many question type competitions so far. She wants something different that doesn't involve yes, no, ABCs, push the button, things like that. Matt's laughing, saying, watch, we're also ready to play. It's going to be like a 10-second competition. It's going to be shuffleboard or something, and that'll be the end of it. So they're wondering what's going to take place this evening. But the main thing is they're ready for the game to speed up again, as are all of us. Yes, we're ready for the game to start up again also. They are talking what to do if it's one of those competitions where you try and vote the same way as everyone else in the house votes. An example, who would the house say is the loudest in the house? Everyone votes, and as long as you vote with a majority, you get a point or you stay safe. If not, you're eliminated or you lose a point. One of those kind of competitions. What if it's not a fact, it's just opinion that you have to make sure you're on the right side? How do we deal with that as a group? Jag is coming up with a way maybe to beat that game a little bit. He's saying, look, vote A, no matter what the answers are, vote A the first time, vote A the second time, and then every question after that, vote B. He says, as long as all of us vote the same way, we should be the majority. We'll get the points. It'll guarantee one of us wins HOH. No one else will be able to figure out what we're doing. So just A, and then B, the rest of the way through. Bowie Jane later is saying A, B. So I think they're taking it seriously. Is it going to be that kind of competition? It could be. And if so, then Jag is going to look brilliant for coming up with this plan ahead of time. So we'll find out. But yeah, they are talking about that kind of competition and how they can beat it. Blue is saying, at the end of it, she says, are we the majority? And she's saying, yeah, we probably are. She says, it's all of us versus Corey and America. At least that's the way Blue is seeing it right now. All right, we've got Matt and Blue and Jag talking. Matt is saying that Nicole said when he talked to her that Nicole had said she would nominate whoever of the two zombies returns, Jared or Cameron versus Bowie is who probably Nicole would put up. Matt's complaining some more about Felicia, saying that she is so fake. He knows that she has mentioned his name previously as being a potential target, so Matt's not really on board. And again, he's on board with Cirie, so not a surprise that he's less on board with Felicia. So he's complaining about Felicia a little bit. He's saying that Felicia uses all the guys, and after she's used them, she just throws them under the bus. Getting back to the conversation he said earlier about how she wants to get all the guys out of the house. So he's talking about that some more. Blue is saying that the more Nicole downplays her relationship with Felicia, the more tight that Blue thinks the two of them actually are. And I think that gets back to the little issue we had a night or two ago, where Felicia, there was a supposed final four of Felicia, Nicole, and Corey and America, an alliance of those four that Felicia had proposed earlier. Word got back to everyone quickly that, this group of four potentially formed some kind of alliance. And Jag had gone to Nicole and tried to confirm, is this really a thing? And Nicole had downplayed it, saying, that's just Mama Felicia being Mama Felicia, and it's just her talking and all that. So I think that's what they're talking about, is that she really downplayed that discussion of that particular alliance. And Blue saying, the more she denies it, the more I think there may be something to her and Felicia. It's even tighter than we realize. All right, Matt is again expressing worry that Felicia could go after him and Jag as primary targets. Blue is saying that she isn't worried about Felicia right now. That's not her target. Her target is Corey in America. So Matt, I understand what you're saying, but I don't care. I'm going for Corey in America. That's who I'm targeting this week. I'm not worried about Felicia. All right, Blue is also talking again about how badly she wants Corey in America gone. Again, very, very focused on what Blue wants. That's who she wants gone. But Jag is coming back and suggesting an alternative plan. He's saying, look, it might be better to keep them on our side for now. We know they're not coming after us right now. Why not hold on to them? We've got a lot of HOHs left. We've got a lot of weeks left. Why should we be so quick to get at two people that think that they're working with us? So he's trying to kind of look a different direction. But Blue wants to go Corey in America. Jag saying, look, I just don't know that I'm ready to make that big a move this early in the game. He's thinking that Felicia is probably the better target. Again, if he and Matt think Felicia's targeting the two of them, you understand why he's going that direction, right? So he's really arguing for Felicia as opposed to Corey in America. But Blue continues to push the issue, saying that she just has a gut feeling that those two are going to be flipping on all of them quicker than they think. And she says she knows that Corey thinks that she's expendable as well. So why should she not go after them as quickly as possible? But Jag's still not on board with Blue's plan. All right, they're talking about how many weeks are left and all of that as we talked about. All right, Blue is wondering about Bowie Jane. She wants to make sure that Bowie Jane feels included in their little group here. But she's also saying, as much as I want her to feel included, I don't know what to tell her because I still don't really trust her. So Bowie Jane, a little bit of a wild card still for this group. All right, Jag is saying the best option, they're looking different scenarios. He's saying if Jared stays, the best option for groups going forward would be myself, Jag, Matt, Blue, Jared, and Sari. And then Blue is saying, well, maybe we could bring in Bowie Jane also as a six. That may be an option. And then Jag's saying if Cameron is the one who stays, which probably a little bit more likely, he's saying if Cameron stays, then the three of us, Matt, Jag, and Blue, and maybe Bowie Jane at that point in time. And then maybe if we need the numbers, we bring Corey and America in short term, just for their numbers, we deal with them later. So Jag's talking about that. He's saying he wants to work with Bowie Jane. He feels okay working with her, but he is a little bit worried that she seems pretty tight with America and Corey and not sure where that relationship is necessarily. So basically, in terms of scenario, if Jared wins, they want to take their group. If Jared stays, then they would bring in Sari to their alliance. If Cameron stays, they would bring in Bowie Jane into their alliance. So that's kind of the way they're looking at options going forward. And then finally, everyone in bed by, I don't know, to 1 o'clock, 1:30 or so, Big Brother time. They know they've got comps coming up today, and they'll probably get an early wake-up call because it's eviction day. Or survival day, I guess is a better word today. There's no eviction. There's just a survival. But they got to bed a little bit early, 1:30 or so. Now, the feeds did come back on in the middle of the night. 3:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. It was a Houston time. That maybe is a little bit later now. But anyway, the feeds came back on for a little while. And I immediately thought, oh, is there something scary happening right in the middle of the night? They're going to wake them up. Everything we've been hoping for suddenly takes effect this evening. A night full of terrors and chills, and they wake up in the morning having gotten no sleep and scared and worried about everything. Yeah, I don't think they have that. I don't know why the feeds cut, but when they came back, it didn't seem like anyone was flustered or running around or anything except continuing to sleep. So false alarm, I suppose. We'll see what happens tonight. So there you go, guys. That's the conversation. In summary, Cameron versus Jared to see who survives. It sounds like Cameron's probably going to be playing the comp. I would think there's a better than equal chance that he wins, that he comes back in the house. The big question is going to be the HOH, and I don't know if it's going to be a live HOH as part of the show, or we're going to have it happen afterwards, and maybe not, we get to see it in the live feeds. Here's to hoping. I hope so. But whoever wins HOH will determine a whole lot about what happens going forward, as is always the case. All right, guys, y'all have a fantastic Thursday. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the episode tonight. I'm looking forward to it. Let's get the party started, as Pink would say. Let's get this game going again. So I'll be back tomorrow. I'll give you updates on how everything went, HOH, hopefully, and all that. But until then, guys, SKD 143. Cheers, my friends. Bye.